And this concludes another chapter of Pretending That Your Microphone is Broken While You Pretend to Read by Plutarch. Perhaps we'll continue that next week. In the meantime, welcome to another Purblind Gamer stream. And I hope everybody is having a good weekend. Or has had a good weekend. I suppose I shouldn't say that, when the weekend's basically over. The stream is the last thing I'll do this weekend, other than sleep. It depends on how one counts the weekend. And so I suppose that's another reason I should start streaming earlier, so I can still legitimately say I hope everybody's having a good weekend, as though it's still in the process of happening. I've been feeling really tired, lethargic even. I don't know why. Hopefully nothing serious. So I probably won't stream super long, especially since it's so late. And see if I manage to get enough sleep, if that makes me less tired. I've heard it sometimes works that way. And thank you to everybody who joined me for my last couple of streams, when we were playing Dinosaurs for Hire for the Genesis on Wednesday, and Shrine, which was a horror doom mod for Short Horror Saturday. Also playing Blue Screen of Death briefly. We're going back to Tokyo Dark tonight, which took a break from last weekend when I was doing something special for my 200th stream. But I want to continue this game and see how the story turns out. It's a really complicated story. I was thinking about it today and shoot, I've forgotten too many details of it in just 2 weeks. So I was going back trying to skim my VOD, find me exactly where we were in the story. And it'd be better if you played this game, for a playthrough you didn't wait a week or two in between each time you played it. If I weren't streaming it, that's probably what I would do. But definitely been enjoying it. Today I was spending a good chunk of the time trying to be able to stream GameCube games, and it looks like I've gotten that set up and gotten my controller set up and everything's not crashing, so the plan is to start Resident Evil, the remake for GameCube, on Wednesday, which I know I've been promising I would play a Resident Evil game for quite a while. Of course, Tokyo Dark is quite disturbing and, dark in itself. I'll give you guys a quick recap of the story. We play as Detective Ayame Ito, and some months ago she was involved in a hostage situation, and she ended up shooting the young woman who was a former idol who had taken the hostage. She was pushed to do this by a mask she had received, and several months later, or just recently, when we started the game, basically, our partner had been kidnapped by this same girl, even though we shot her dead, and she killed him and then disappeared. So now we're trying to track down the idol and also figure out if there's a way to bring our partner back. That idea has been floated, and find the history of the mask. And yeah, there've been a whole bunch of twists and turns, and the mask belonged to a cult which had ties to a much older cult, and which I believe most of the members of died. So we're hopefully going to find out more about that. And hey, Techie Rob, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? You guys, please go check out Techie Rob, who's another retro streamer. I saw you were streaming this morning. Were you the one streaming Tiny Toon Adventures? Yes. Techie Rob streams a lot of Genesis games, which, yeah, I grew up with the Genesis, so I like that. And I sometimes stream Genesis games and take too long on certain bosses. Yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures Buster's Hidden Treasure, which I remember being a fun game, but yeah, the controls weren't as tight as some of the other Genesis games. And it was on the tougher side. I probably ought to replay that now that I'm older. Oh, you beat it. Wow, 8 hours. Yeah, I bet that leaves your thumb sore. But congratulations. Good for you for beating that. I know that the last world is especially hard because if you lose a continue, you have to restart the whole world. There we are. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Square Enix. Oh yeah, my pleasure, Techie Rob. And if I'm remembering correctly, we just got a book that this mysterious old historian who some people can't see wanted us to get back. And it turned out it was not so much a book as a magazine, and it has the picture of the idol we're looking for on the cover. A picture we'd previously found in the sewer with her face crossed out. Let us. Yeah, it's not letting us go any place at this point. Like, we can't go back to our apartment and take pills to lower our insanity. Inside is the interior of a traditional tea shop, but it doesn't look like anyone's been there recently. Should check how I'm doing. Sanity's not great. Professionalism's not great. They're not terrible. And neuroses are low, which is good. The historian Yasuhisa. Ah, welcome back, detective. Is that my book I see in your hands? Guess I'm a little surprised. Are you trying to tell me Reina is the mask bearer you talked about? That's hard to believe. Does it surprise you? After all, it is she who you see in the dark, is it not? The dark. That's what the collector called it too. How'd Reina get tied up in all this? I only know that fate has intertwined the girl's life with the forces in the mask. But the machinations behind those circumstances are a mystery, I'm afraid. People always see history as something in the distant past, involving old men and black and white pictures. But that book and that girl are as much a part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection, and the randomness of our universe neatly orders itself. A teen idol, an ancient order, the tool they created, and the detective who holds it now, all forming a neat and tidy line. Reina was some sort of idol living in Tokyo, not part of a sleeper cell of some cult. It doesn't add up. Hey, caffeinated diabetic, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? You guys should check out Caffeinated Diabetic, who is also a streamer. And I don't think I've made it to one of your streams in a while, Diabetic. What have you been playing recently? Thanks, I'm doing alright. Just being oddly tired and feeling worn out recently. I don't know why. Oops, my mistake. But other than that, pretty good. Work was busy last week, getting a fair number of hours. Oh, that's frustrating, having PC issues. I know. I've had some of those too, like sometimes losing connection, which I guess is more of an internet thing, but then blue screens of death occasionally. But I hope you get your PC issues worked out. Oh, streaming Metroid Prime 3. I don't know if I've really seen any Metroid Prime 3, just some of the first two. On that, Detective, we can agree. So why don't we start at the beginning? To how the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times, in the year 1333. Oh, we just started with Metroid Prime 3 recently. Neat. Enjoying it so far? At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity, and enlightenment. This is before they started running their chain of motels. Oh, my pleasure. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them and so many after, their time of peace came to an end. The Nita clan, loyal to Emperor Go-Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded, leaving a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the caves of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. Oh, I see. So you played it once 10 years ago, and you enjoyed it then too. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide. However, the Hojo and Nita clans, embroiled in their quests for empire, could not see the role they played in the plans of another group, the religious sect known as the Kamen Kai. This is the first one to use that name, which then the more modern cult took as their own. It is said that in the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets, observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories by the name of Chikako Shichijo, the last survivor of the Kamen Kai. Okay, so whatever the Kamen Kai were trying to do, they failed. I mean, they all died, right? Oh, is she wearing the mask? It's small, but she might be. No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Shihijo did not survive by chance. She was chosen. Chosen for what? To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded, to become the first mask bearer. Mask bearer? The Kamen Kai used the deaths of all those people to create this? Why? Legend has it that the Kamen Kai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm, where our consciousness ceases to be, and time holds no meaning, a place where cause and effect could be changed. Why? Why spend so much human life and give up so much to do that? To stop it from being abused. Imagine being able to see the world as a god, so that the flow of time and the rules which govern our world are of no consequence. This is the power of the door. To a mortal mind obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishment, such power would corrupt absolutely, a power over death. So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes, along with a tool to control and see within the darkness. It's true. All of it. It sounds like a fairy tale, but it's true. Finding the door could be the key to bringing Tanaka back. Some doors, no matter how strongly they call to us, are not meant to be opened, and the Kamen Kai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the mind to all who come in contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you. Maybe you're right, but I could at least use it to find my way in the dark, just like the collector said. The only thing I don't get is how Reina is connected with it. That is a mystery. As Mr. Kawana told you, the last known location of the mask was the Kamen Kai cult only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Kamen Kai under Tokimasa. They existed, and then on March 4th, 1996, they met their end. There were many theories that the police killed them during their raid of the compound, or that someone within the cult had snapped and murdered the others. Nothing but conjecture, I'm afraid. The real answer lies somewhere deep within police records, and though I remain curious, it is not something I have access to. Perhaps the best place to start is there. Finding out about the last days of the Kamen Kai may help light your path to the truth, though I wonder if such an object, bred from suffering, can truly put an end to it. Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? Ah, I've spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, detective. I'll have to get back into the police station. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything that I've been experiencing, like he was reading it from a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and the door to the spiritual realm. It sounded like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe. It relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't see it. The bridge between the Kamakura samurai and a young girl. He said Reina fits into the story. She's a masked bearer. But how? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I'd met them, I'd entered their world and could start to understand, however faintly. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Day turns to night, the hours bleed into each other. Even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. My head. Maybe I should take my medication. Impossible as it seems, following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what had happened to the common Kai. Finding the police report is the only way forward. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It'll be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that can happen? I should head to Police HQ and see what I can find. It won't let us go back to the apartment and take our medication. Which is a shame. Hey Havoc, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? You guys should check out RTM Havoc, who's a retro and variety streamer and recently celebrated his 500th stream. He streams a huge variety of games on all kinds of platforms. Hey, I'm doing alright, thanks, Havoc. Just been feeling oddly tired, but alright. At least I don't have work tomorrow, although there's work I should do from home. Like, oh yeah, I saw you were doing that co-stream of Magica. Have you been enjoying it? It's about time Magica Dispel got her own game. So many other DuckTales characters have had theirs. Oh shit, you've got to be kidding me. This is Tyra, the detective who sort of replaced us. We don't like him a great deal. Oh, it's a tough game, but a lot of fun. Funny, me and some of the other guys were just talking about you after practice the other day. Specifically, We were taking bets as to how long it would be before you showed your face again. Shame you coming in here cost me 10,000 yen. Ch, not that it matters. Ever since you left, things are looking up for me. I won the last department kendo tournament, and I've been enjoying my promotion. Oh yeah, thanks for the new office, by the way. Anyway, non-active duty cops, or you in other words, aren't allowed in HQ right now, so what do you want? Can we punch him out? Do we want to give him ask him for a favor? The thing is, if we just tell him off, there's no guarantee we'll get another chance to get in and find what we need. I'm terrible at games like this and force you to make decisions and then live with them. I don't know. What's her name? Saki isn't likely to do us any favors. She already looked the other way the last time we went down there. Either one will. I don't know. Oh man, this just gets better and better. Begging me for a favor, huh? Kind of figured you might someday. I'm already wishing I told him to go to hell. So, what do you want me to do, Ito? Sneak into the evidence locker? Steal your gun back for you? Haha, like I'd do anything for you. The brass have already told everyone in the damn station to steer clear of you. You're considered bad luck for people's careers. Well, myself excluded, I suppose. Wouldn't expect anyone to do you any favors from here on out if I were you. And I'd rather not people see us talking and think that we're all friendly or something. Now get out before I have to call someone down here. Can't even talk to Saki. Tempting, but I screwed up when I got the mask out of the evidence earlier. I don't know how much that's affecting me now. Is that the kendo place? Or dojo? This looks like the dojo that I was looking for. It has a very traditional aesthetic. I'm surprised to see you back. How can I help you, detective? curious, but I wonder if this could lead to me getting into the station and reading the report somehow. Yeah. I spoke to Yasuhisa, the historian. Oh, good. And? Takashi, what is he? I don't understand your question. He's one of them. Them? Ito, are you alright? He's just an old man. What else would he be? No, Takashi, you must have noticed. There's something off about him. Like the collector, but no, not exactly like him. I'm not sure what Yasuhisa told you to scare you like this, but I've known him for years. He's a bit eccentric and too philosophical for his own good, but he's harmless. Allow me to offer some advice. What you're feeling right now, it's not him. It's you. The more time I spend researching the common Kai and the past, the more I begin to feel the world has gone mad. But it didn't. It continued to turn on its axis, as it always does. It was me who became unhinged. You could always walk away, Detective Ito. Some mysteries aren't worth solving. I was told your dojo trained a lot of people in the police. That's right. I trained many of them personally. Do you know Akira Taira, a detective from Tokyo HQ? Yes, Detective Taira. I know him quite well. A man with a great deal of innate talent in martial arts. Though that talent is offset somewhat by his, how to put this, brash personality. Brash is a very diplomatic way to put it. Sorry to put you on the spot, but Tyra's about the only usable link I've got left in the police force, and the one person who's trying to stop me the most. Seeing as you train with him all the time, I was hoping you might, know something that would change his mind, if you know what I mean. Are you asking me to help you blackmail Tyra? Beyond the obvious reasons why I wouldn't help you do that, I also happen to think it won't work. You may be surprised to hear this, but Detective Taira actually lives a fairly straightforward life. His excesses are nothing that would draw any scrutiny, at least not among his fellow officers. I hear he is engaged to be married soon as well. Someone actually agreed to marry that slime? That poor girl. Yes, a very nice girl. Apparently they're quite happy together. Oh yeah. We'll see how long that lasts. May I ask what exactly Tyra did to you to make you feel so strongly? Did to me? Ha. You should be asking him that. Ever since I started, he's looked down on me and never missed a chance to remind me how he felt. I ignored him because I figured if I worked hard enough and earned my promotion, that it would shut him up once and for all. You eventually got this promotion, I take it. Well, did he shut up like you thought? No. He got worse. It started with him spreading rumors about me sleeping around in HQ. Then there were various complaints to my supervisor. He couldn't stand that I'd won. It's all fallen apart now, though, huh? He got my old job, and every time I see him, he has that smug grin on his stupid face like he's mocking me. So you hate the fact that, at least in his mind, he was right. Something like that. I was not the first person to think a woman didn't deserve the promotion I got, but it stung a little, extra when he ended up at my desk. Yes, I thought as much. You're not saying you think that brown-nosing, womanizing, lazy, good-for-nothing asshole actually deserves my spot, are you? No, I can't judge the inner workings of a police force, but from what I've heard, it certainly wouldn't be the first time an officer didn't earn their promotion honestly. Often, I watch my students spar, and I always notice an interesting trend. You see, usually the outcomes of matches have nothing to do with their skill. Is there a moral at the end of this story? Patience, Ito. You see, two students still will face each other, but before they even draw their swords, they've decided the outcome. Students rank each other and themselves based on practice, their social status, their schools, or any number of things before they even enter my dojo. A student perceiving himself as stronger will always be more relaxed, more ready to attack, while the student who has resigned themselves to defeat desperately defends. It's not skill or merit that wins the battle, it's expectations. Do you see where I'm going with this? Hey, Cringe, welcome in. I'm doing alright today. It's a little tired, but not bad. Yeah, how are you doing? I hope you've had a good weekend. I do, but I'm not sure if I like it. You're saying that unless I can break Tyra's perception of me, I'll keep losing, right? Exactly. For a man like Tyra, who expects certain things of women, you have defied him at every turn. But... Oh yeah, no, Cringe weekend, definitely too short this time. They often are. If I suck up to him and play the part, it might throw him off guard enough for me to win this fight. Sound about right? Very perceptive. Here, this should help. A bottle. Sake? It's a gift. Wow, that's so flattering. I barely even know you. I suppose in order to degrade myself to scum like Tyra, I could use a drink. It's not for you. It's for Tyra. Oh, and here I was, thinking you were being nice. This is a very expensive brand. As a matter of fact, it's Tyra's favorite. The gift for his promotion. A promotion he stole. A promotion into my position. Think of it as a way to throw him off balance. You can't strike at his heart until he drops his guard, after all. Hey, Abracadaggers, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? You know how to play the role he expects of you. I suspect you know the type of woman he likes. Much as it pains me to admit, that might work. Thanks for the sake. Sake, not to be confused with sake. One is a wine, the other is a police officer. I better not drink it. Collector already called me out for drinking a shot of whiskey early on in the game. Ooh, voice acting. I have no idea what it means, though. Interesting, Daggers. Sake is the word for salmon? Like... Hey, Zen Dragoon, welcome in. Saki can also mean blossom. Or kind of monkey. Wow, it's a very versatile word. Interesting. So it means salmon or rice wine? Is that this? Is it the same word? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm sorry. That's it, Ito. I've heard enough of your... Wait, what? You heard it right, Tyra. I'm sorry. You're a good detective, and I never did congratulate you on your promotion. Here, this is for you. Heh, I get it. So you think bribing me's gonna work, huh? Ken no Michi? Is that a bottle of Ken no Michi? Wonder if that's a real brand of sake. No way. It sells out in weeks. Oh, I see. The sake salmon and sake wine are pronounced slightly differently. Yeah, different languages. Yeah, things sound pretty similar to people who don't speak the language. Oh, you sell a bottle that looks like that, but it's not called that? Interesting. You have a wide selection of stuff at your restaurant, don't you? Even my family rarely manages to get a bottle, and they knew the people to ask. How'd you get it? That's not important. Consider it an apology for how I've treated you in the past. I present this to you as a way to formally hand over my old position to you. It's clearly in better hands now. But... I can't tell if she's bowing or she's feeling ill. Oh. So the fish is sake and the alcohol is osake. So interesting. That's really complicated. But thanks for explaining that, Zen Dragoon. It's different. Which syllables have higher pitch and lower pitch? No, I that's no apology needed. I really appreciate that because language is fascinating, and I know very little about Japanese. Practically nothing. Ito, sit up, will ya? Are you teaching it to yourself, Zen Dragoon? Ito, it's fine. Just sit up already. Okay, I accept your apology. Hell, I didn't know you felt that way. I mean, in light of recent events and all, it's long overdue. I guess with all the stress you've gone through, the delay is understandable. Glad you finally learned how to manage your emotions appropriately. Thank you for your kind words, Detective Tyra. Once I return to the department, I know I'll have much to learn from you. Hey, it's a little early for that talk, don't you think? Oh. Right, I see. It's like saying, that's great, as opposed to, that's great. Yeah, we do that in English. Oh, hey, Hamburger Daggers, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Zen Dragoon. That's really kind of you. Appreciate that. Enjoy your emotes, Zen. Wow, you're teaching yourself Japanese. That's quite impressive. We don't even know if they'll let you back on the force after the hearing. Yes, I suppose you're right, Detective. I shouldn't have spoken so brashly. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, if you don't practice language, you lose so much of it. Japanese always seemed like an interesting language from the little bits I know, because one of my roommates knows some of it. Or actually knows quite a bit. I think she's just like leaning over, waiting for him to. Ito, stop that, please. Yeah, I was the same way. I took 4 years in Spanish in high school, but can't remember much of it. I always thought you'd be a better cop if you listened to your fellow detectives a bit more. Suppose there's a lot you have to learn from me, eh? I know you're right, Detective Tyra. I was so brash before. That's probably how I ended up here. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for dropping this by, Ito. To tell you the truth, it's been a tough time for all of us. It's better to stick together. We're all on the same team after all, right? Yeah, I don't even know enough to, understand anything in conversation. Oh, Spanish. I mean, not Japanese, right? I might. Occasionally I'll understand small bits and pieces of, conversations I hear. Maybe once you're back, you and me can partner up. That sounds like a great idea, Tyra. You know what happened to my last partner? He got his fucking throat slit. Maybe you'll get your fucking throat slit too. Oh wait, that's not what the game says. Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It sounds so fast to us, it's hard to practice. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that the way we speak English sounds, very fast to some people. One red hen and a couple of ducks and all that. One can only hope I'll be so lucky. Right. Look, I gotta get back to my office. You need anything else? Well, I was thinking. Oh no, I couldn't possibly bother you. You're so busy. Yeah, your native language, English, Dragoon? It's fine. I can handle it. Go on. Well, I know I shouldn't be, but I've been doing a little research in an unofficial capacity, I was wondering if you could pull a file for me. Right, I guess English isn't as fast as some language, but if you're trying to parse each word and think through it, it'd be easy to get overwhelmed by the speed. You know I can't give you access to the system. You're suspended, and besides, it'd be against regulations, and I guess if you stay on that side of the counter, I can get Ishibashi to help you. That was Saki's last name. Don't think this means we're best friends or anything. It's just repayment for the Ken no Michi. Yeah, it's part murder mystery, but it's also I guess it's more of a supernatural mystery because there's a lot a lot more going on than just the death, because like our partner was killed by somebody who we had killed previously, and now we're trying to find out her role in this kind of much larger and more complicated story. It's really complicated, but really great. Oh, thank you. But Detective Tyra, I wouldn't want to impose on your busy schedule. Is she just waiting for him to respond when she's sort of half bowed like that? Again? Stand up. Saki, I'm going back to my office. Look up the file Ito wants. Log the search query to my name. Got it? Yes, sir. Of course. I'll be up in my new office all afternoon, so direct any calls there. Clear? Yes, sir. I think he's gone. Damn, Ayami. I mean, I've twisted some guys around my finger before, but that was something else. Don't think it'll take long to get your office back if you can keep working that magic. And Ayami, listen to me very closely. It's very, very important you train me how to do that for, professional purposes. I think you're alright on your own, Saki. Oh, fine. Be that way. Anyway, you've got Tyra's sign-off. What did you want me to look up for you? On March 4th, 1996, there was a raid on a compound belonging to a cult called the Common Kai. I'd like the official report, plus anything else you can find on it. Wow, that's some heavy reading material. I'll get right on that, boss. Doesn't seem like there's much to go on here. Looks like there's only one file. Right. I put it on a USB for you so you can take it with you. Just don't tell anyone. Here you go. Thanks, Saki. I owe you one. You owe me more than one, Ayami. See you around. Yeah. Quite nice of her not to tell us anybody that we snuck into the evidence storage and filched a mask with strange powers. And finally. Is it not letting me take my pills? Or play with... what's the cat's name? Lord Fluffington or something like that? USB stick. It's funny, I don't often hear them called sticks. But I know, like, in film, they'll call it a wrap stick when they put all the production and wrap documents on a file. Oh god, yeah. I probably should never have put that there. It was a joke, but I don't know. Now I'm kind of tempted to leave it, and I mean, I'm sure I'd be completely embarrassed, but Leather Goddesses is actually supposed to be a pretty good game. And I think, you know, it has, you know, a PG-13 setting on it, and Twitch, I don't think Twitch, you know, gets too riled up about text adventures. Still, should I decide if I actually want to go through with that? Something doesn't smell right. There's a raid on the compound, and all that's left is this lone debriefing? Doesn't add up. No, she's wearing a sweatshirt. Not to mention, so much of what is here is redacted. Officers arriving on the scene found 12 people dead on arrival, including Tokimasa and Mai's parents. Where are the details about how they died? Not to mention, the report itself was filed almost a week after the raid, so why aren't there any autopsy reports? It says here, 2 children and 1 adult are believed missing. That must be Mai, Takashi, and their grandmother. Guess that means Takashi was telling the truth after all. So many people have been hiding information from me, it's almost a relief. Still, for such a short report, it raises a whole lot of questions. The list of the dead, their causes of death, if there were other survivors, what else they found, it's all lost. Even the location of the compound has been classified. All I know is that the mask was found in the middle of a pile of dead bodies. What the hell happened here? Why was it covered up? Agency. Bureau. I'd say it's... I don't know, it's a pretty good cross between like a point-and-click adventure and a visual novel. I guess it leans more toward visual novel. That's definitely the style. There's a lot of text and conversation. And other ritual objects. Raid considered a success. Cult known as Kamen Kai's activities have ceased. Surviving members have been rescued. Oh yeah, it doesn't even tell us who the police involved were. Someone really wants to keep things hidden. Yeah. Less Nancy Drew and more Doki Doki Literature Club. Yeah. Even though you do, point and click to get around, make selections, but... Yeah, I don't know many visual novels either. Now I do need to stream Doki Doki Literature Club at some juncture. The report is unclear, but it's obvious something terrible happened at the Kamen Kai compound. No doubt the mask had a part to play in those 12 people's deaths, and one way or another, it found its way to Reina afterwards. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Everybody really seems to like Doki Doki Literature Club. Or as it was called in the United States, Super Mario 2 Literature Club. She'd said she was searching for the door, which means her connection to it is no mere coincidence either. The collector said the path in the dark would never reveal itself unless I understood her past. The report is a dead end now, for now, but he gave me another lead, a talent agency called Omega in Kabukicho. Thanks, Daggers, I appreciate it. I'm sure if I stream that game, I'll forget that I already made that joke and make it again. Knowing how my brain works. It's not a whole lot to go on, but maybe I'll find the connection I need to connect the dots. For now, all I can do is go to Kabukicho and ask around. I don't know if it's Kabukicho or Kabukicho. Okay, now. first pill I've taken in a long time. Oh wow. Boost my sanity, but give a huge hit to investigation. Well, investigation's the one stat that, and just by playing the game, it keeps going up, basically. I mean, advancing the story. Not there. Pardon me. Yeah, I mean, it is. Like, that's some of what they've been talking about the mask and the dark. It involves, like, some sort of, I think, a realm where spirits go. Well, we're not entirely sure, but yeah. There's definitely a supernatural element. Getting some work finished up, Havoc. Good for you. I find sometimes I do a bunch of work at night also. Yeah, a realm where spirits go. Because earlier in the game, the grandmother who gave us the mask was talking about an actual Japanese myth, like Shinto, I guess, about two of the first gods, and one of them died, and then the other one went down into this realm to try and, like, take her, like, to try and bring her back to life, but she, like, her face was eaten by worms and she was decaying, so he fled and she got really upset, and I think sent spirits after him, and then he sealed up the entrance to the land of the dead. I think I have that right. Yeah, Izami and Izanagi, yeah. And then I looked up more on the story later. It was fascinating. Izanami and Izanagi. I knew they had similar names. The collector mentioned a talent agency by the name of Omega here in Kabukicho with ties to Reina. Unless there's a big sign advertising it, which I highly doubt, I'll need to ask around to find it. Oh my. Sexy pinups. What is that? Ew. It's looking like a huge, like, tangled mass of dragons, if you ask me. Nice. I wouldn't mind having that above my front door. Based on the dragon motif and the general vibe around the building, I guess this place is no normal bar. Who knows how many other places around here the Yakuza have dipped their fingers into. Three faces in uniform that I don't recognize, though I doubt they'll have a hard time recognizing me. Shout for Goro Majima or Goro Majima. I'm not familiar with that. Is that a famous member of the Yakuza? I'm assuming we're not talking about Goro from Mortal Kombat. Though I would watch out for him as well. The way they're huddled around, it hardly looks like they're doing much police work. More than a few violations probably pass under their noses, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone slips them a bit of cash on the side to ignore them. Oh, okay. He's a character from the Yakuza games. I've never played any of the Yakuza games, I've seen people play some of them. And I take it he's a server character. Cops like that probably wouldn't give me any trouble. And they definitely weren't aren't going to blab to their supervisors about seeing me in Kabukicho. If I eavesdrop, if I should describe myself. Hey, hold up. Don't I know you? Goro Majima is the best server in existence. Oh, he sounds like quite a fun character. And I'm assuming that if he's part of the Yakuza, he's allowed to punch out and shoot unruly customers. Now that sounds like a flash game I'd play. Who? Me? Yeah, you. Unless you're hiding someone behind your back. Aren't you the detective whose face was all over town a few weeks back? Yeah, that's it. How didn't I recognize you before? Oh, this intro sequence in Yakuza 0. Well, check that out. That sounds like fun. Hey guys, didn't someone from HQ come by and ask us about her earlier? Maybe we should call it in. Hold on, Denjiro. You really think that's a good idea? Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not risking my job over some nobody detective. Yeah, well, call it into HQ and you might be risking more than your job if you know what I mean. Ryu's right. Why should we stick our necks out when she hasn't even done anything wrong? Being on leave doesn't mean she can't walk around, does it? I'm with Ryu. I doubt I need to remind you, boys, what happens when you ruffle the wrong feathers at HQ. You guys can't be serious. Look, I'm not saying that we arrest her, only you're going to piss off the wrong people, Denjiro. I don't think you know how much more obvious I need to be for you to get it. No one, not even the detective here, is worth bringing down her wrath. Especially right now. Things aren't exactly on stable ground around here since the Mifune family shake-up. Don't need to repeat of Officer Ono. Pegged for promotion one day, and then some anonymous tip comes into HQ that he's been selling a little dope on the side. He even got a gun to tie him to a crime scene. Yeah, a gun that's mysteriously gone missing from evidence. You think that story is true? Does it really matter if it's true or not? The point is, he asked too many questions around here and now he's in jail. Some police we are. Held hostage by some woman. Screw it. Maybe you guys are right. Suppose if that guy from HQ asks again, we can say we didn't see any detective tonight. That's right. We didn't see you, and you certainly didn't talk to us. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Being on the street around here isn't exactly an easy position to be in, huh? You mean on at the bottom? Yeah, doesn't give us a whole lot of options. Feels like I ought to be stuck between HQ and all the other shit going on around here. I'm not sure which is worse, honestly. You read the papers, don't you, detective? You heard about the Mifune family, right? Yeah, Xander. Actually, here, I can turn that down a little bit, I believe. Just whilst we're here. Oh wait, there it is. Oh wow. That was extreme. Okay, there. We'll turn it back up later. Yeah, no, I was turning down the volume and turned it down a bit too much, I think. As for this noisy scene, wait, how do I make this close now? Oh, right. Yeah, there's a difference between loud noise and no noise at all. I'm not sure which is worse, honestly. You read oh, right. Mifune family. Yeah, I'm sure she has. And that's all you need to say on the subject. You never know who's working for who around here, so put a lid on it. Listen, detective, whatever you think we are, or what you think goes on around here, it isn't so simple as good cops and bad cops. Remember that. Kabukicho might not be perfect, but we do our best to keep the peace, right? Right. Right. Like Ryu said, we're trying our best, so don't cause any trouble for us, and we'll return the favor by not letting HQ know about this. There's plenty scarier than HQ out here. That's for sure. Why don't you move along, detective? I think I'll do just that. Good luck, officers. I'm not sure our plan is to eavesdrop. Seems this club is pretty popular, and it already has a lot of customers. Maybe talking to some of the regulars would give me a good idea of where to start looking for Omega. And, more importantly, it has scantily clad babes. I'm assuming this won't get too explicit. Maybe I can't talk to these chaps. Where am I? Oh, there I am. I'm just a silhouette. Hey, it's like Nancy Drew when you see her. Can I ask you something? Whoa! I wasn't doing anything. You're a cop, right? Nope. You've got me all wrong. I'm looking for a talent agency by the name of Omega. Why'd you think I was a cop? I agree, it is pretty cool. It's like, I like this, silhouettes of the unimportant people, but it's especially neat here. Phew, only cops ask that many questions right off the bat. Oh well, that and your costume had me fooled. You ought to be careful walking around like that. Because only cops dress like that. Yeah, fading in and out. Oh yeah, you're right, like there. Neat. Oh, I got it. You're some kind of performer, right? What are you doing looking for Omega? Omega's a wash. You won't get any work from there. Sorry, worry not, sweetheart. It just so happens I work for one of the best agencies in town. I like his white suit. We handle all types, models, performers, actors, you name it. Even a mature woman such as yourself will have no problem finding work through us. Mature? What is she, like 30? I don't know. That is, if you're fine with, staying in costume. My lucky day. That's the spirit. Have a drink with me, babe. I'll get you signed up. I'm sure I can find some work for you in no time. Well, like I said, I'm looking for Omega. A friend of mine recommended them, so it'd be rude to not talk to them at least, right? If you ask me, your friend's got no taste. You shouldn't waste your time with those losers. No one's ever seen their guys around. No one's even seen their guys around for months. Word on the street is that they ran up a bit of debt with the wrong people, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you didn't hear that from me. You know where I am if you want a real chance, babe. Yeah. Some really rather sleazy types here. I suppose he's not as bad as Goto the salaryman. Can I ask you something? Yeah, sure. You don't need my permission. You heard of an agency around here called Omega? Omega? Ryota. Wasn't one of the birds in Hatoful Boyfriend named Ryota? I'm probably getting confused or something. No, doesn't ring a bell. Why? What's it to you? I'm looking for a missing girl. Missing, huh? Was she foreign? Working for a nightclub? Maybe working for some of the other, types of clubs? I don't remember asking your opinion on the girl, only if you knew about the agency. Either way, answer's the same. I don't know no Omega, and you probably won't find her there, and you probably won't find her even if I did. Girls go missing all the time around here, if you catch my drift. Care to be more specific? No, I don't. Don't think you delicate types could handle it. Let's just say not everyone is as nice to the ladies in those places as I am, and leave it at that. Stir the pot with questions like that, and you're bound to end up in trouble. So if you want your help, go ask someone else. Yeah. Like, we can't punch him out? Okay, fine. Alright. Our professionalism, stat to worry about. Yeah. Not everybody is as nice as he is, but I mean, that's not necessarily saying very much. Yeah, maybe this will be somebody normal. Oh wait, that guy again. Same thing, alright. Worry not, sweetheart. Exactly. He's saying, he's nice, but people go missing, people get murdered, and that's just how it is. Oh, okay. Forgot. I couldn't move. Hello. Can you spare a minute? X. Whoa. How long have you been standing there? Me? I just got here. Why so jumpy? Sorry. There was a big scary guy with a scar here a little before you. He acted friendly enough, but he made me feel a little uneasy. Kept asking me what I was doing here, and if I wanted to go somewhere and have a drink with his friends. Honestly, I've been waiting for a good moment to duck out. The pickup artist. His stylish suit and hair. Think you made the right decision by staying put, if you ask me.
Have you ever heard of a talent agency around here called Omega by chance? Omega? No, never heard of it. I'm actually not ever in this part of town. A friend visited me invited me out here for a few drinks, but she hasn't shown her face yet. It's starting to stink of some sort of weird setup. Anyway, I still have some pride, so I'm not going to tuck my tail and run just yet. Good luck finding the agents here, whatever you were looking for. And if you see that guy I mentioned earlier, watch your back. Thanks, Mr. X. Hey, didn't you used to run a crime syndicate in Streets of Rage 2? Yeah. Weird. I'm gonna stand someone up. Wonder if he's part of a bigger setup. Oh, someone with a briefcase. Hey, maybe it's Alice Sanger. Hey, do you know this area? What? I had a question about... What? Speak up. I can't hear you. The speaker's right there. You're gonna have to talk louder. I'm looking for an agency. You're looking for a vacancy? In what? No, and... You're what? Yeah, exactly. Same here for that loud music. I'm looking for information about Omega Talent Agency. Do you know anything? Whoa. You really shouldn't shout things like that around here. Excuse me, miss. We were hoping you might join us next door. Oh, is that... I think that's a scar. Consider it an invitation from an admirer. Besides, it's a much nicer venue than this dump. Yeah, in fact, we'd be happy to escort you. Who are you? Who do you think? We're just businessmen doing our business. Yeah. Yeah. Nice clothes. I don't know. I'm trying to think of going with them will lead to answers. Probably shouldn't. It could be dangerous. But I mean, it's not like it's the first time I put myself in danger. Good answer. Follow me. Karu. Kasumi. Welcome. Come in. Interesting. Yakuza are relatively trustworthy as crime lords go. There's someone... I know I've heard that name before. Actually, I think in Revenge of Shinobi for the Genesis, the like women with knives who disguise themselves as nuns and then try and kill you are called Kasumi. Oh, interesting that the Yakuza have a code of their own code of honor inspired by the one the samurai had. Yeah, I figured it would have to be heavily modified for them to be crime bosses. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kasumi Mifune. I appreciate your coming by to talk. Your thugs didn't give me much of an option. The hell you think you are, calling me a thug? We're businessmen. You got that? Oh, I got it all right. But don't think that dressing in a suit makes you any less of a thug. Say another word, you cop bitch. Enough! You say another word, and I'll make you wish you hadn't. Now get out, both of you. Yes, boss. My apologies. The quality of help you can find these days isn't quite up to the standard that it was in my father's time. Oh, okay. So the Yakuza was originally from, started by samurai who didn't want to modernize. I guess that was late 1800s, 1890s, through thereabouts. And I think, I only took one course, and that was in undergrad, but I think it was then that they went, just over the course of a few years, from samurai must wear their swords in public all the time by law to samurai cannot wear their swords in public by law. Sit down. Relax. Can I get you a drink? Hell, I don't know. I see. Then excuse me while I pour one for myself. Why don't we skip the small talk and you tell me why I'm here? I'm getting to that. Seems you're a woman who doesn't like to waste time. Good. As luck would have it, neither am I. Let's get right to it. A short while ago, a couple of men came downstairs, ran up to tell me you, a cop, had walked past my bar and into one of my nightclubs. I see. World War II changed it further, and then after that they became the kind of shady businessmen. I don't know much about the Yakuza. Just, sometimes see them. I know about them in popular culture and see them in different games, or... Have I seen any movies that mention them? It seems like I have. Oops, I think I skipped dialogue. Investments. You mean Omega. Smart girl. Tell me, Ayami Ito, why is it that a cop is going around asking pointed questions like that? More curious still, not just any cop, but a publicly shamed cop on leave. A shamed cop who's had a history of, how did they word it? Ah, yes, a history of psychotic episodes. How do you know all that? We all have friends, Detective Ito, and when detectives are wandering around my part of the city, my friends tell me everything I want to know. Honestly, you don't seem all that crazy to me. As to why you're after Omega, let's say you've piqued my interest. Sorry, look at us. You said no small talk, and here we are, in the bushes somewhere. Let's get back on track, shall we? As you're not acting in any official capacity, it's safe to say that no one knows you're here. Correct? No, I suppose they don't. In your position, I might have tried to lie, but I appreciate the honesty. Oh, yeah, that is pretty fascinating, Daggers. One of those things would be a lot of fun to learn more about. Yeah, warlords and end up becoming artists and bureaucrats. It was a rhetorical question anyway. I know for a fact that no one's coming for you. Funny. You don't strike me as the stupid type, and yet you've willingly entering a den of vipers. If you valued your neck staying on your shoulders, surely you wouldn't do something so reckless. You can skip the threats. If you wanted to do something to me, you'd have done it already. Plus, you're smart enough to know not to hurt a cop, even one in my position. Good. I like you. Given your prickly demeanor, I doubt you're working with one of my competitors. And you're definitely not here for your police buddies. Okay, I give up. I have to know. What exactly is it you want to know about Omega? I'm looking for this girl. Her name is Reina. I can't tell. Does she have, like, extensive tattoo sleeves, or is that just a shirt? That might be a fish on her arm. I was told she was involved with the agency somehow. I want to know what happened to her. How very noble of you. Figuring that out might be a bit difficult, as I'm afraid Omega is an extremely recent acquisition. Okay, it's part of her dress. Gotcha. Interesting. It can be hard to tell. To get back farther, you'll have to talk to its president and former owner, a man named Eiichi Higashi. As it so happens, that makes two of us who'd like to have a word with him. Like peas in a pod, we two. Unfortunately, when he handed over the business, he became a bit, how should I put it, forgetful about his outstanding debts to us. And the poor thing is so scared of me that he's ignoring all my calls, probably thinking I'd do something awful to him if I found him. Yeah, that's dress tabs. Quite impressive tattoo work, if that is what it is. I can't imagine how he'd get that idea. Can you? Maybe he'd prefer talking to a police officer instead of talking to me. I'm not some green recruit. I know how this works by now. What's the catch? You'd never tell me where he was and send me on my way for nothing. Of course I wouldn't. You'll have to prove that you can be trusted first. There's someone else I need you to talk with. A bit of a softer target than Higachi. Pretty good deal, right? Everything you're looking for in exchange for one little job. I mean, it's gonna play hell with my professionalism, but I think at this point I better go along with it. Oh, don't make this more difficult than it has to be. You'll agree eventually, so why fight it? Become a shadow runner? Oh, like the RPG. Which I'm not really familiar with. I know a lot about you. Top of your class and one of the best detectives on the force. You wouldn't let something as pesky as morals get in the way of good information, would you? I've heard about you too, Kasumi Mifune. Or more accurately, I heard a lot about your father. As you should. My father was a good man. It's not surprising you know more about him than me. That'll change soon enough. I won't be a footnote in his story much longer. My father always undervalued the power of information, but I really get to know the people I associate with You, for instance. Everything you've done paints the picture of someone who's very determined and very desperate to find this girl of yours. Don't let other people tell you otherwise, Detective. I think those traits are a wonderful combination. However, it also means you don't have a whole lot of bargaining power right now. If you don't want to work with me, that's fine. You can go home and quietly overdose on whatever medication they've got you taking instead. Furthermore, I could just refuse your request altogether, but that'd be so boring. We both need something, so let's help each other instead. Do the job I ask, and I'll tell you what I know about little Higashi. As I was saying, like him, there's another business owner in Akihabara who is unfortunately behind on her payments as well. Such a shame, too. I really wanted a straightforward relationship with this one. See, I help out with a few things, and in exchange, she kicks back a little of her business. Sometimes we send over new contracts to renegotiate the terms of our mutually beneficial relationship. Sadly, she's neglected to sign the newest one. I'm a cop, not some Yakuza debt collector. Do it yourself. Suspended cop. You can't parade your badge around as proof that you're some white knight anymore. Due to the recent, transition of power, I can't do it myself just this minute. The dogs at Tokyo Police Headquarters start panting whenever me or any of my men are seen outside of Kabukicho. I'm not asking you to club someone's head in. I'm only asking you to give them a friendly reminder to keep up to date on their paperwork. Easy, right? Here, take it. Do this for me, and I'll feel a lot more comfortable giving out information about Omega. Also, I'll remind you, with your impending review, it would be unseemly if it got out that you were meeting with Yakuza, wouldn't it? Blackmail, huh? That's such an ugly word, and here I thought we were becoming friends. No, I'm just stating the facts of the situation is all. 450,000 yen. I guess that's what that means. The business you're going to is a cat cafe in Akihabara. Kazu can give you the address on the way out. Wait. A cat cafe or what? A cat cafe. What else would it be? Well, a cat cafe or a cat-made cafe? What? Are we talking cat cafes or people dressed like? Are we talking cats or people dressed like cats? Because a freaking cat cafe! Actual cats! Adorable, fluffy, precious cats! Why the hell would I invest in some stupid maid cafe? Cats! Normal cats! Kasumi is mad. Damn it! Now I'm all worked up. Look, get that goddamn contract signed and we'll talk. Yeah, no, she's an awesome character. I think we helped them out when one of their cats was poisoned earlier. I appreciate that this game keeps finding reasons to send you back to locations and people you visited previously. Where is Akihabara? Out there. Yeah. if only to see the cats, and But if that also involves collecting debts, still, it's a cat cafe. Welcome back. I think Tomo remembers you. Yeah, just tell him not to throw up on me. He must be appreciative of all your help to make him feel better. Although, I've had to stop the deliveries of sashimi. Even the smell seems to set off his bowels. Another quirk added to an already quirky character. Maybe it's a sign that you were right about the fish. Yeah, listen, we need to talk. Okay, sure. Why the serious face? Cats. What's wrong? I need you to sign this. Sign? Sign what? No, it can't be. You work for Kasumi? It's not like that. You came in here holding the same contract she showed me 2 days ago and told me to sign it? What does that sound like to you exactly? Yeah, I know what it sounds like, but I'm telling you, I don't work for her. Then you don't care about me or the cats. That's even worse. Please, don't make me sign. What on earth? Please, you have to help me. The amount of money they've asked for is out of hand. I'm doing well for now, but if they get their way, I'd be out of the business. Wow. 2 cats attacked a dog for stepping on their kitten. Wow. I'm glad they all turned out okay. You have to tell Kasumi, please. And tell her that if this place closes down, all these cats, there'll be no place for them to go. The poor kitties. They'd be put down. I can't support them myself. I don't think Animal Services would let me keep them. I couldn't live with myself if that happened. I'm begging you, Ito. Don't do this. Okay, well, I can't be responsible for killing all the cats, can I? Damn it. It doesn't matter what I need from her. I can't make you sign this in good conscience. Hooray! I knew you would prevail in the end. Thanks. How'd you get mixed up with that woman anyway? I need some information from her. You should be careful. I don't know about her, but her thugs are dangerous. And they don't like to be called thugs either. Last time they were here, I heard them talking about having to teach a girl from another cafe a lesson or something. Makes me feel sick thinking about it. What else would you expect from guys like that? Breaking legs is probably all they're capable of outside of grunting and drinking. Call me naive, but I don't get how someone can be so two-faced. When I started seeing her face in the papers lately, I couldn't believe it. Surely that ruthless woman they were talking about couldn't be the Kasumi I knew, or so I thought. Guess it's like you said, a tiger can't change its stripes, right? Maybe so. In any case, you should probably be more careful who you trust in the future. Sorry, I didn't mean to wrap you up in all this. But thank you for not making me sign. So, what's your plan? I'm not sure if I really have one. Maybe I can appeal to her kinder self. If she really is a cat lover, I'm sure she wouldn't want to see the little guys hurt, right? Oh no, I've really gone and got myself into trouble, haven't I? Maybe I should go instead. The contract was given to me, so I'd better deal with it myself. Plus, I get the impression that being confined by the cops hasn't put her in a great mood. I'm sure you don't agree, but I still think there's something good in her. Something I can't help but wonder if she'd be doing all these things if she didn't grow up into that life. Though sometimes I can't help but wonder. And all the little kitties loved her when they played with her. Cats are such good judges of character. I somehow don't think her treatment of animals correlates too much with her treatment of people. I'm just suddenly starting to feel a little queasy, thinking about going back there without the contract. Damn it, Yami. You've really gotten yourself into one this time, haven't you? No point in dwelling on it now. I've made my mind up, and I can't run Yakuza debt collection just because I'm in a tight spot. I agree. Kasumi is awesome. Badass Yakuza crime boss who also plays with cats. Take care. Don't worry, my kitties are never wrong in judging someone's character. Yeah, sure. I'll think of something, but I need you to lay low and maybe close up shop for a while until I sort something out. And kick out those same two customers who are always there. Hey, what are you doing here? Go back. Tomo's just following me all around Tokyo. Honestly, little one, I don't want you to get hurt. Go home. He'll be back. Yeah, we've made good friends with Tomo. Probably thought once we sorted out the matter of the poison, he'd be able to dine on sashimi again every day. Yeah, Tomo joins the party. I'm not exactly in the mood to dance. I should get going. Wait, where do we go? Oh, okay, here it is. Oh, thanks so much for the host, Techie Rob. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I assume you took care of that little nuisance for me? I didn't have her sign it. I couldn't in good conscience ruin someone's life like that. Let me explain something to you. If I give you something to do, you don't come back until it's done. What? Do you think you're you're some sort of moral crusader helping out the little guy? What did she tell you anyway? That she was a small-town girl who couldn't keep up with the big meanies in Tokyo? Put it that way, I guess I do sound like I'm asking a bit much. And did she tell you about all the cats that kept escaping? Or the cats who wandered into nearby businesses? How about the heaps of trash that were piling up around the place? If it weren't for me getting people off her back and cleaning up the place, those cats would probably be dead by now. What we have here, Detective, is a trust issue. You were too quick to take the other side because of who I am, or at least who you think I am. Pity. Kazo. Yes, boss. Yeah. Moral ambiguity. Yeah, I mean, we don't know who's right at this point. Take Ito outside and show her what happens when people disappoint me. Don't be too rough. I don't want a repeat of last time. Uh-oh. Oh, and leave her face alone. I'd hate for someone to see a black eye and think she might be worthy of sympathy. Keep her jacket here. I like it. It's very chic. And did you know my friends tell me when all the police raids are coming? It's pretty handy, really. As a matter of fact, there's one scheduled for tomorrow. I'll be gone, of course, but if they were to find this jacket, well, who knows what they'd think. Would be a pity if someone recognized it. Kazu, escort her out. Good luck finding that stupid little girl. Tomo. Hold on, Kazu. Ito? Who is this? He's, I guess he's a stowaway from the cat cafe. Followed us all the way across Tokyo on the subway? He is, huh? I see. I love him. And the Yakuza crime boss gets her cat. Look at his squishy little face. This is amazing. I can't have a detective beating around such a cute little face. What's his name? Oh, you're out. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out, Caffeinated Diabetic. I hope you have a good night and you get your laptop problems sorted out. Beaten? Oh, I think his name is Tomo. Tomo? That's not much of a name for a man, is it? I shall call you Mr. Marshmallow. About that blackmail and beating. Oh, that? Forget it. Really? Oh, good. Oh, Ito, lighten up. You're not a liability unless you start talking to your cop friends. Oh, good. I'm glad it'll hopefully be resolved. Yeah, I mean, she must have known. It was pretty obvious. And you wouldn't do that, would you? No. They likely wouldn't believe me at this point anyway. My thoughts, exactly. So cheer up. How can you stay mad when looking at these big eyes and those little feet? I look at you and I see a woman whose priorities are all wrong, Ito. You don't appreciate what you have, only what you're looking for. That is, until you find it. But then what? What's left? That said, I was serious about one thing. If you talk to any cops about my business or about my, affections for cats or anything like that, Kazu might pay a visit to your apartment and pick up where he left off. But who wants to think about all the logistics of dismembering and disposing of a detective's body when you've got these little whiskers rubbing against you? Huh. Sachiko was right. You do genuinely love cats. So I make her sign a contract that would end with her having to put the cats down. Sachiko isn't so perfect and cute as she seems. She might love her cats, but she has strange ways of caring for them. She owes me a great debt, and it's my right to collect it. If her cafe shut down, I'd make sure those cats have a home. Though I can't say the same for their owner. This job is about tough decisions, not legal ones like you cops make. It's my business. In my business, you have to sleep with the choices you make, not leave them at the door when you hand the case over to the courts. Mr. Marshmallow likes being picked up. Aww. He is pretty cute. I'm not sure if you meant for this outcome, but I have to say, you have some guts coming back like you did. I thought you'd be another pushover cop to keep in my pocket. I underestimated you. And in doing so, I've given you information on one of my weaknesses. It's funny, really. I spend so much time making sure I'm not seen as the weak woman that all these men expect me to be, that I don't feel like myself sometimes. Something I'm sure you understand quite well. Tell you what, I'll let you have that one little weakness of mine. It's only fair. I know so many of yours after all. In a different life, maybe we could have been friends. Kazu, stand down for now. Ito, consider yourself lucky. I'll let you keep your jacket tonight. Understood, boss. All right. Forget the cat cafe contract. I'll get one of my boys to deal with it later. What is it you wanted again? I want to speak to Omega's company president, Higashi, about a girl signed to his agency. That's right, our missing agency president and one of his many projects. What a despicable little man. I'll tell you now, I had no problem taking control of the business from him. I left him as president to keep a few of his clients happy. A decision I regret now. She didn't kill him. Huh? Unfortunately, I'm just as in the dark about where he disappeared to as you, I'm afraid. A deal's a deal, though. While you were out, I got an address to one of his old hideouts and the code to get in. Code, huh? I can't guarantee you'll find anything there, but I said I'd tell you what I knew, and that's what I know. You haven't sent one of your stooges out to check it out for you? Stooges? I like you, but don't push it. As I said earlier, me and my men can't afford to be spotted right now, especially in an area getting so much special attention. Special attention? Doesn't Kabukicho get enough attention on its own? Kabukicho is what it is, but this isn't in Kabukicho. This particular spot got its reputation and subsequently its extra police patrols a bit more recently. Going back to Shinjuku, aren't we? In fact, I hear there is still an ongoing investigation going on there. I heard you'd be immediately familiar with that area and the incident that happened there. My condolences on the loss of your partner, Detective Tanaka, by the way. All the papers are rushing to make you out to be incompetent, or worse yet, some sort of psychotic killer. Maddening, isn't it? My friends in the police headquarters say you two were close. That's no way to lose someone you love. I suppose it's not too much to ask what really happened. Was there really someone there that night? Thanks on the condolences, but what happened on that night isn't something I want to discuss right now. Suit yourself. Let's change the subject back to Higashi. It took quite a bit of digging to find that address. Seems he was keeping a second hideout in Shinjuku under a fake name. Now that we know where it is, he probably knows too. I highly doubt he'd be stupid enough to stay holed up in it. But I also doubt that he'd be smart enough to completely clear the place out before he left town either. There's probably something in there that would lead us right to him. This kind of reminds you of Unavowed by Watch It Eye Games. I haven't played that one, Abracadaggers. In fact, I don't know if have I played any Watch It Eye games? Maybe I haven't. Although I do have the entire Blackwell series on DVD, like DVD-ROM. I'll play through that at some point. I was kind of thinking of doing that this year, but then I settled on doing Delaware St. John instead. Which I gotta get the second game in that series. Get what you want, then let Kazu know where the slime is so we can straighten him out. He'll get those fantasies of running away out of his head. The code to the door is 11235. It's the only keypad lock on the street. You can't miss it. For what it's worth, I wish you good luck in finding your little girl, but remember, you can't save them all, Ayami Ito. Okay. Oh. This is the same universe as Blackwell, but a new story. I think I have heard of that now that you're saying it. I don't know much about it, but wow, that's one of your top 10 favorite games of all time, or point and clicks. It's impressive. I should check that out. There's so many games I should check out, really. Oh, and Ito. Thanks for bringing Mr. Marshmallow to me. Being holed up in one place for the last few weeks can be a bit taxing. You know, I remember he loves fresh fish. Fresh fish, huh? Sachiko certainly does have an eccentric taste. Kazu, go pick up some sashimi. Right away, boss. Yeah, I looked it up after the stream 2 weeks ago. Sashimi is raw, I think fish or meat that's thinly sliced. I never turned the volume back up, did I? I probably should a little bit. Be interested to try that someday. there. Yeah, I have to spend more time in extended amount of time in Kabukicho. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd be squeamish about eating raw meat / fish, but I assume if people do it, it is safe. If it's prepared right. My policy is I generally try most things once. There's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. As the texture of raw fish is so different from like cooked fish. There it is. Huh, it worked. Looks like Kasumi's tip wasn't a lie. What a stench. I should probably think about wrapping up soon. I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows it. It seems to be locked. I can't open it. Which more professional, kicking the door open or picking the lock? Hey, Matt Glad, welcome in. We're actually talking about sashimi, which I think is distantly related to sushi in that both of them can involve raw fish. But how are you doing? You guys should check out Matt Glad, who's a fellow, primarily retro streamer. Yeah, I was having a good time in his streams. What was it you were playing last? Oh yeah, Ghostbusters. But it looked like a fun game. I really do want to play that at some point. Yeah, I had grocery store sushi before that's decent. Or used to have some, prepackaged sushi on campus in grad school that I would sometimes get. It was reasonably priced and reasonably healthy, as much as anything on campus is reasonably priced. I see. Sashimi is considered a subtype of, what's it called? Sushi. Yeah. I've got the older, the Ghostbusters game from circa 2010 on CD-ROM somewhere, but be curious to play more of the Ghostbusters games. Might as well. Okay. Are any of the doors open? No good. It's as if something is holding it from the other side. Oh no, that's frustrating that Ghostbusters started glitching. I thought console games weren't supposed to glitch so much. This one won't budge either. So the remaster is of the PlayStation 2 one. The word Ruby is written in blood on the wall, which was apparently the name Reina went by when she was an idol. Corpses. Oh man. It's like eviscerated. It's like the chest has been ripped open. This is the source of the smell, alright. The body's in pretty bad shape. Whoever did it took enough time to mutilate the corpse. The internal organs have been disturbed, maybe removed. What's this? There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. Did Reina do this? Yeah, that wasn't good for my sanity. You're a big fan of Ghostbusters growing up. I keep meaning to watch Ghostbusters 2 ever since I played the game. I lose my opportunity to kick down doors. Listen. Nothing to see here. Where's that noise coming from? That door is wiggling. It sounds like something is trying to escape from the inside. Oh. I think I don't have much choice. The rattling stopped. Why? Yeah, it's fine, whatever's there. There's, not a threat. Shots of various girls. All of them taken in this room. They don't look like the professional headshots an agency would take. They all look so sad and young. I've got a pretty good idea of what these pictures were used for, and the types of people they might have been sent to. Oh, it's her. Reina? So it's true. To think you were kept in a place like this. What happened to you? Huh? Something is happening. You're back early. Oh. Yeah, I don't feel well. I think I'll go to bed early tonight. Yeah, definitely ghosts. Waifu horror. I guess, yeah, it's definitely got a horror aspect. I mean, who am I kidding? It's a horror mystery game. Ruby, don't ignore me. Lately, it's been the same excuses over and over. I don't know what you're talking about. Ruby, my sweet little Ruby. You think because that one song was a hit you can just stop working? That money's all gone, sweetheart. We spent it all trying to get you a record deal. Don't you think it's unfair to eat my food and stay here for free without doing any work? Ruby? Hey, stop crying. Stop crying! I'm talking to you! Please, I didn't mean it. I'll do another song. I'll make it up to you. I promise. I just don't want to. That's exactly why I'm setting up all these meetings for you. You make the right impression with these guys, and they'll take you places. Speaking of which, I got a call a little while ago from Masa. Know what he told me? He told me you were being a little disagreeable with him last night at his place. You know that he's one of our best clients, don't you? The things he can do for you girls is, well, I shouldn't even need to tell you. Oh, he built Mad Glad? That's awesome. I sent you to him because he said there was something special about you. In fact, he said out of all the girls here, he particularly wanted to meet you. I did you a big favor by making that happen. Then you compensate my generosity by sitting in a room crying and telling me you don't feel well or whatever excuse you come up with next. I couldn't. He tried to. I don't care what he tried to do. You should have let him. When I took you in, you were a vulnerable, tiny girl who was already failing in school. But I saw your potential. I could already tell you how pretty you'd be when you were older. That's all those men care about. How I look. So what? You think I took you in because of how smart you were? You're an idol. You're supposed to be looked at. Most men would fall over themselves to meet a pretty girl like you, but you ruin it for everyone when you sit there crying. What are you doing? I'm sick of looking like an idiot, Ruby. You made me do this. Look away when I miss something. Okay. It's the same thing. I'm glad he's dead. I don't like him very much. Oh, I didn't know that about the Real Ghostbusters TV show. I only saw 1 or 2 episodes of that. The noise stopped. Damn it, Ruby. I can't stand to see you like this. You're not gonna feel better staying cooped up in here. Listen, I got you that photo shoot lined up tomorrow. The one with Masa. Are you even listening? Don't make me go back. I don't want to go out. Let me stay here. What's wrong with you? Please, please don't make me. I'm afraid to go. Far as I can tell, all you're afraid of is success. I've fallen over myself to make you a star, but you'll never get anywhere if you lock yourself away. What? You're not going to say anything? You can't treat me this way. I gave you your name, your music, and damn near everything else.
Oh, interesting. There's an actual Cthulhu in the real Ghostbusters. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, but you think you're special, right? Let me break it to you, honey. You're not. There's loads of other girls in this business just like you, and they do what they have to without complaining about it. They understand how important it is to keep clients happy, and I'm sorry it's not all butterflies and flowers, but you're not some naive little girl anymore. You're a woman now. Hey, Earth to Ruby, I'm trying to give you some advice here, and you're not even listening. Raina. My name is Raina. What did you just say? Raina? Who's that? Oh yeah, that was the name of some pathetic little foster girl I picked up. You want to go back to being her? Just say the word, and I'll throw you out there myself. If you think you've got it bad now, let's count the seconds between you hitting those streets and being back in foster care or dead in some gutter. Not so talkative now, are we, Raina? Or is it Ruby? The girl who was successful. The girl who could make it if she would just do what she was told. Sorry. I'm sorry. I lost my temper, but you gotta see things my way. You're very special, you know that? I saw so much potential in you. Such a beautiful young girl. I wanted to raise you up and show you what life could be. Then you reject me and everything I can offer you. It's a damn shame. You're still pretty, Ruby. So pretty. But not when you mope around. Look, I get it. You're a teenager, and you want to cry it out, right? Fine. But when you're done with that, you're going back out there. You think I want to send you to all these little meetings with Masa and guys like him?
When you say it's Lovecraftian for a late 80s cartoon, it makes me want to watch it more.
I'd rather you were successful so we didn't have to do that. I'm on your side. If you'd work harder, you wouldn't have to do things like that. Stop crying. You're not a child anymore. I just want to go home. Home? Where do you think you are? You are home. This is as good as it's going to get for a girl like you. Tomorrow, you're going to go with Masa and do whatever it is he tells you to do.
Oh, yeah. Miners opening a secret door and causing the apocalypse. It sounds like a cartoon I would have enjoyed. I wish I'd watched it more when I was a kid. They focus more on Slimer. He's more of the comic relief.
You'll stop this crying and you'll start making some money. Maybe it was a mistake to think you'd end up being special. Turns out you're just another disappointment. Another whore. Really glad this guy is now lying out in the hall in the state he is in. There's something laying on the mattress. It's a newspaper article dated October 24th, 2004. Oh, I see. Yes, I guess it makes sense they changed the focus. Try and keep the show running longer. The article's title, One Hit Wonder Ruby Commits Suicide. That can't be. That was over 10 years ago. Her real name was withheld from the press, but her picture is there. According to the article, Higashi went to a room and found it locked. He called to her. She didn't answer. I thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song. He only forced the door when he noticed the smell where he found her hanging from the rafters. She'd hung herself almost 2 days before. Probably in this room. There's more. Though Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work and loved being an idol more than anything in the world. Her song, Look For Me, will go on sale again this month, with all sales going to various suicide prevention charities. I've read enough. The sadness that's in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reina's? Is this what I was supposed to see? Yeah, it's time for us to leave. I feel sick. That monster. How many girls did Higashi pass around and abuse before she murdered him? And Reina, she looked the same as she does now. 16 years old. A child. No, I've eaten pimento stuffed olives straight before. They are good. Higashi had her locked up, and she tried to take back control the only way she thought she could. Only she came back. And all that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in that room, I could feel it like it was my own. And it's not the first time I've felt it. The dark was steeped in it. As soon as I realized it, it was like the air changed. I can sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me, but it's not enough. The mask could help me find the door, and I can feel the dark, but the path isn't open to me. What am I missing? My gut tells me it has to do with the common Kai, and the only one alive who knows about it is the old Kawana woman. She has to tell me what happened. Kamakura. Okay, we'll have a discussion with the old woman, and then I think that'll be a good place to stop stream. Yeah, it's getting late, and... oh, damn. Yeah, it is getting late. Nice. My eyes are tired. Streamed longer than I intended to, because I really enjoy this game. Oh yeah, didn't we punch out the subway station attendant last time? Yeah. It'll be awkward if we run into him. I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back. I have questions about the Common Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law are part of. You are the only one alive who'd remember. Oh yeah, the 2016 reboot. Common Kai? I don't know anything about that. Leave me. Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. Do you even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito, just because this investigation's important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here. Mai, your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much mine as it is Grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. Only a little while ago, I found out my parents died in some cult, and no one even knows why. You think hearing that was easy for me? I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to that poor man in the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. It's good it at least has those daggers. People aren't only here to be used for information and then thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. And bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you of all people understand that. I do. But ignoring the past won't make it go away, and there's unfinished business from the Common Kai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everybody's dead, right? I didn't think about that. First Ghostbusters being a comedy played straight. Mai, I promise to tell you all about this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on. You were cooking us dinner, weren't you? All right. We'll talk about it later. But I'll be in the other room if you need me. So, you found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it secret any longer. The truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Common Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. Everybody has 2 mortgages nowadays. That's definitely true. At the time I joined, my husband had left me and I'd lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. That's when Tokimasa found me and told me that the society had stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction. A great machine he fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he did use me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. They stole everything from me. My youth, my mind, and my child. And then one day, in 1996, they all died. The cause of death was buried, and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hidden. Why? That's simple. The government didn't care about some dead cultists in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths. That's it. After everything I've found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day, and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth. You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following the footsteps of a madman who believed that life was an illusion. As words of other compounds and other groups being raided spread, Tokimasa began warning us that the end was near. Thanks, Matt. Glad we do that. I'll do that shortly. He believed the world was collapsing, and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko, she didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality. And it was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know something. In the report, it says that after the officials cleared the bodies, they found the mask, the same one you handed to me 6 months ago. That's... Tokimasa would always keep it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realms of the kami. I needed it. You don't understand. It allowed us to see strange things and people who are gone. The guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. There was a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely, you didn't. No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day, a man, some journalist or other, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there, smiling at me. His eyes were like none I'd ever seen. It was strange. All he wanted in exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions, and only had one left, but I gave it to him nevertheless. I thought if I had the mask that I could find her, that maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice. So you went into the sewers chasing after her, thinking you could save her. Takashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead her forgiveness. I don't care if you don't believe me. Just like Tanaka was calling out to me. I do believe you. We're probably some of the few people left alive who know what this mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why'd you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first I only followed whispers. Then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade. The days bled together. I lost track of my grandchildren, of the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me. I descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it mattered. It always came back. And when I did, the visions and whispers only got worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came. And when you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. I didn't even have time to breathe out a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran to it. I think I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking Mai away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. I'm sorry, perhaps. There's one other person who knows about the mask. A girl named Reina. Does that name mean anything to you? No, I don't know anybody by that name. Do you expect me to know everyone who has been touched by the mask? No, but you were involved with a group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything? Yes. What good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. That must be it. Mai told me you lost someone, your partner in the police. Is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. I barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option? What other option? In the months since I first met you, I've had time to examine the ancient texts in the shrine, and as the mask grew further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew then it would someday make its way back to me, and so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the common Kai and its ritual object are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manner of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. It must be destroyed. It is the only way to save us from its grip. Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be done. Not physically. Grandma, is everything all right? It's weird they're not showing Mai's picture. I overheard you talking about that mask again. Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here, as this talk involves you. Mai, you've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Such a ritual could purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood. Given we gather the right materials, of course. I can tell from the look in your eyes that you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they are still capable of great power. Before, I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children, as I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now, seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it. Slow down. I didn't come here to be involved in a ritual or exorcism, or whatever you call it. I only want the truth about the common Kai, which you still haven't given me. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there's only one way to change your mind. The only trace of what happened that day would be at the Common Kai compound itself. The records of its location are lost, and they were never made public, but I know where it is. What's the catch? Go there, search for your truth, see what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it. What makes you so confident I'll change my mind? I went back once, years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps to remind myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place, it was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will afford you. There is something else. I had a feeling you'd say that. The heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound, it had the same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko. Sounds like a superstition to me. So what exactly is it you want in exchange for the information? I believe the energies of the mask and that place are linked. I want you to bring something back from there. Anything. It may help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. The compound is in the forest of Aokigahara. Aokigahara? Hey, that's the suicide forest. Suicide Forest. What a dreadful name. Oh, I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death. Ito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you got lost? GPSs don't work in there, and I've heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but, well, a lot of people go there to die. I don't think you should go. You two keep talking about the mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by the mask. It's just you. So many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual or a charm that made me feel better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. When you took me to see Takashi, that was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. And yes, Takashi telling me all that stuff about Mom and Dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you might not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you can keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Common Kai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Aokigahara is huge. How are you going to find the compound? Mai makes a good point. It's been a long time. Are you sure you remember where it is? Of course I do. I would know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles away from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a path there used time to time by the forest services. I'll draw you a map before you leave. It continues for quite some time, and eventually it will be blocked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. The forest can play tricks on you. Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years. It still stands. After all, why would they bother to go and dismantle it? Go, search for whatever truth you think you'll find, but be careful, detective. Do what must be done, then leave. Staying there is dangerous. I hope that once you enter that place and feel the energy I did, you'll have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. Yeah, it depends on what I find. Don't be a fool. Finding what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this while you're still whole. I'll begin preparations for the ceremony regardless. Mai, see her out. She's never said anything like that to me. You must have really scared her. Listen, I'll help with this ritual because I think it'll help Grandma get better. But don't get yourself killed. I know in your eyes I'm probably just a kid, but I know how much it hurts to want the truth. Takashi obsessed over the past, and I was miserable not knowing. Grandma almost went insane on top of that. And that's a good question, as they used to. When we were playing it before they showed your portrait, so I don't know why they're not doing it now. Grandma said it herself. You're still young. You should forget about all this and start over. And you might not want to hear this, but listening to you two talk about masks and spirits, well, you sounded like that girl at the shrine. Yeah, it could be a glitch. That'd be my guess, actually. Yeah. It scares me, and it should scare you too. Take care of yourself, Ito. Oops. And that's a good place to stop. Now, I believe we had a channel points redeem for Eat Something Strange. Sorry, I thought that conversation would be a lot shorter. I hope you're still there, Matt. Glad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Low on sanity and professionalism, but neuroses specifically, they're supposed to be low, so that's good. I wonder how much more of this game we have left. If it's just one more stream. But yes, eat something strange. I suppose this isn't incredibly strange. Did I eat these before? These are the last of these, is it triple ginger shortbread cookies from some bakery in Texas. Wackim's Bakery. My boss gave it to me. And they're quite good. If you're ever down there and able to go to, that's not Wackim's. No, it is Wackim's Kitchen. Yes, I recommend their cookies. They're quite good. A strong taste of ginger. Hey, backlog, welcome in. Yes, we were just finishing up what we had redeemed for Eat Something Strange. How are you doing tonight? And actually, since we're playing a Japanese game, and I don't know if that was strange enough, I have a couple of these Japanese gummy candies left. They're mango flavored and quite good. Oh, I appreciate the alert backlog. Sorry that you had a nightmare tonight, though. And now we were just playing a nightmare-inducing game, possibly. Yes, that's what they look like. They're quite good, though. Yeah, good timing. Oh, thank you for the redeem, Madclad. Yeah, Tokyo Dark is... Yep, still a lot of fun. Still a good story and... Yeah, characters. Pretty disturbing parts. And I'm excited to see what happens next. So... but the plan is we'll continue that next Sunday, and I don't know if we'll finish it or not. And then on Saturday, we're short horror Saturday. I don't know if we'll play more of Shrine, that Doom mod, or something else, like, maybe intersperse it with other games. And then on Wednesday, we're finally... We're going to start... The plan is I'm going to start Resident Evil. I was setting things up today with, like, setting up additional USB ports and getting my gamepad to work with GameCube emulator and ROM and everything. So, which is all perfectly legal since I do own the GameCube version of Resident Evil. And yeah, this will be my first Resident Evil game, and we'll see how terrible I am at it. And yeah, if I'm too terrible at it, I can always switch to the PS1 version, which I also have. Then, yeah, I've been putting off trying one of the greatest survival horror series long enough. And hey, I beat Alone in the Dark. How hard can this be? Yeah, Resident Evil Remake for GameCube, I figured. That sounds like a neat D&D game, Abracadaggers. Dream Invaders. Which is always a creepy idea. Who knows? Oh, giant mantis. It's like that 50s science fiction movie about the deadly mantis. Giant insects are creepy. I should find somebody to raid. Who's still online? Oh, hey, Fornado is streaming. I don't think we've gotten to raid him in a while. Is he playing Wolfenstein 3D? Oh, Sniper Elite 4. Yes. Oh, that's great. The mantis will appear in the game. Yeah, Fornado's a cool guy. From New Zealand, and I think I've mostly seen him playing more retro and retro-styled games, but yeah, Sniper Elite 4, that's that came out just like 2019 or 2018 or something, didn't it? Oh no, you were. I'm so sorry, Matt Glad. No, I was It was that I didn't think that conversation would last so long, and I just like, oh, after this conversation, I'll wrap up the stream and then do it then. But do I have another one I can eat? Oh, okay. Thanks, Matt Glad. Yeah, just wrapping up now, about to raid. Yeah, she had a lot to say when she finally started talking. Oops. Mistyped it. There we are. And I appreciate all you guys coming and hanging out through this. Oh yes, to add even more horror to the nightmare backlog. And but yeah, whether you guys are chatting or lurking, I appreciate your being here and playing through these story-rich and spooky games. You can follow me on Twitch to see if I'm live, and Twitter and MySpace for stream announcements, and find my past VODs on YouTube. Thinking, oh, the car in. I hope it's nothing serious wrong with it, Matt Glad. And oh, it might be streaming. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good rest of your night, and that I'll see you guys here on Wednesday. I make sure I leave work early and start that at a reasonable hour. Cater a painted door, that's egregious. Hopefully nobody has nightmares about haunted masks, and I'll see you guys later, and have a good night, and say hi to Fornado.